Ever wondered how the world's richest CEOs actually travel? From the luxurious decks of Mediterranean super yachts to the boardrooms of skyscrapers in Manhattan, the world's richest CEOs don't just travel. They plan trips that change what it means to be powerful and luxurious while on the move. These wealthy business leaders don't have to travel, but they do. It's part of their lifestyle, a way to make a statement, and often a useful business tool. Their choices, whether they're in the air, at sea, or on the ground, show more than just their tastes. They show how they think about time, control, impact, and personal branding. Private aviation isn't just a way for ultra-high net worth people, UHNWIs, to skip TSA lines. It's a way to get to a world that is more efficient, safe, and controlled. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, and Larry Ellison aren't just riders, they run whole command centers in the sky. The Gulfstream G650ER, owned by Elon Musk, is a striking example. Musk bought a jet in 2016 that is more than just a way to travel. It's also his office in the sky, letting him work across time zones and countries with little trouble. Musk is said to have flown more than 150,000 miles in 2018. He had a clear reason. Every hour spent on public transportation is an hour lost to new ideas. Never one to skimp on style or convenience, Jeff Bezos also owns a Gulfstream G650ER and recently updated to the even fancier G700, a $80 million purchase that shows both his personal taste and his need to meet business needs. The G700 has more cabin room and more advanced technology, making it perfect for the man who changed the way the world shops through Amazon and now leads Blue Origin's mission to reach the stars. Richard Branson's Dassault Falcon 50EX gives him a lot of freedom, even though he owns a full airline called Virgin Atlantic. This high-performance plane can reach great heights and go very fast, which makes it easy for Branson to balance his business and charity work. That's why Larry Ellison, the father of Oracle, flies not only a Gulfstream 5, but also a military-grade MiG-29 and an Italian CI Marchetti S211. This shows how elite travel is a mix of practicality and passion. But why do these CEOs insist on private planes so much? For one thing, their time is the most important thing they have. Private aviation gets rid of stopovers, security lines, and strict schedules. Transit times are shorter at smaller airports and private FBO terminals. And jets can often land closer to their end destinations, which makes the whole process more efficient. On board, privacy allows for private talks, uninterrupted planning, and a safe, calm space that is good for work. Then there is the issue of taking charge. Private planes follow the schedule of the passenger, not the other way around. You can book a flight on the spur of the moment and change your direction in the air if your plans change quickly. Privacy and security are also very important. There are risks to their personal safety and private data that CEOs carry around with them. Private aviation has its own safety measures, such as crews who have been screened, tight confidentiality agreements, and custom boarding procedures. All of these things make it less likely that threats will happen. But not all CEOs choose to own their planes outright. Chartering and fractional ownership give you options and lower your cash needs without lowering the level of luxury. Companies like FlexJet and NetJets give executives access to fleets of planes so they can enjoy all the benefits of private aviation. Often, these benefits come with extras like access to yachts or tickets to VIP events. Super yachts are like floating fortresses of freedom. Jets rule the skies, but super yachts rule the seas. For some of the richest people in the world, being on the water is a whole new level of luxury. They're not just boats, they're floating homes that are meant to host heads of state, celebrities, and C-suite executives. The 417-foot sailing boat Kourou, owned by Jeff Bezos, is one of the most famous ones. It was custom built and kept secret for years, but it just recently came out as a 500 million sign of quiet power. Kourou is a mobile retreat for Bezos and his inner group, Rising Sun by David Geffen, which is a huge 454 feet tall, embodies the same spirit of floating luxury. The yacht has a movie theater, a full-service spa, and is often seen cruising off the Amalfi Coast or moored near St. Bart's. For his part, LVMH chairman Bernard Arnault made news in 2022 when he sold his private jet. reportedly to travel more discreetly on the 195-meter Fed-ship-built Symphony. For these business moguls, yacht travel gives them more privacy, freedom, and room than flying in a jet. It's very valuable to be able to stop in quiet coves, away from the attention of the media. Private tenders or helicopters bring guests to the resort, and whole staffs of cooks, massage therapists, and security guards make sure that all of their needs are met. Helicopters are an essential tool for people who value door-to-door transportation, going along with planes and yachts. For example, Sir Richard Branson often uses helicopters to take guests to his private island home on Necker in the British Virgin Islands. They helped Larry Ellison with his America's Cup sailing efforts and allow him to move quickly during competitions. Billionaires go even further with their air status. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia has bought an Airbus A321, a Boeing 747, and even the world's biggest passenger plane, the A380. Along with his huge fleet of planes, he also has a 370 million pound ship and a fleet of Rolls-Royces and Maybachs, which all represent a high-class way of life. Elite CEOs keep traveling even after their plane or yacht lands. Ground transportation is another area where luxury is carefully chosen. Mercedes Maybachs, Rolls-Royce Phantoms, and Bentley Flying Spurs are common cars used to take leaders from private airports to boardroom meetings or high-class camps. These cars aren't just fancy, they're also armored for safety and have GPS jammers and secret communication systems. Personal chauffeurs work as members of the executive team and are often taught in defensive driving. These days, CEOs don't just travel alone, they often bring family, health workers, and even tutors with them. As the industry has grown, high-end travel services have added things like planning educational trips, medical accompaniment, and visa arrangements to make sure that every part of a trip goes smoothly. Private doctors or surgeons may go on international trips with people, especially if they are worried about their health or just want to make sure they always have access to the best medical care. Family needs, like those of school-age kids or old parents, are taken into account when planning a trip. Discretion is very important. Privacy is protected at all times, from check-in to departure, thanks to non-disclosure agreements, counter-surveillance procedures, and personalized security information. Luxury travel is comfortable and strategic, but it's very carbon-intensive. A luxury aircraft vacation through 8 countries uses 13 tons of CO2 each person, equivalent to 150 family trains. Super yachts can use hundreds of gallons of gas every hour, depending on size and fuel. Manufacturers argue newer jets like the G700 are more efficient, but there's no real solution. When they discuss climate change or sustainability in public, the world's richest CEO's environmental impact is being more scrutinized. However, these phases are generally considered as symbols rather than building blocks. Most wealthy folks don't want concern about environmental impact when traveling, avoiding criticism using carbon offsets or PR initiatives. If you enjoyed this inside look at how the world's richest CEOs travel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a journey into the world of luxury and power.